They probably are. I've seen in my trips how I have become disgusting ghoul-like being of slime and disgust, made out of swimming in its own feces. Hello, I am Empty But Full, or Saddam Chofel, or you can call me Stephen, whichever one. So I was down in the comments on one of my videos. They told me to talk about reincarnation and to talk about different lives. You know, I believe that this isn't my only life, that this isn't my only body, that this isn't, that I wasn't born and I'm gonna die and that this is it. I've seen through different experiences, the different psychedelic trips that I've seen, that I've gone into different bodies, that I have died in different bodies, but there's something that moves throughout the different bodies. You can call it a soul. In Hinduism, it's called the Jivatman, individual soul. This has some type of a karmic residue, a karmic DNA, and it has to do work throughout all these different lives. It has to do its drama, its play. It has to play out some sort of dilemma, and you work through that. You learn different aspects of reality, different aspects of this eternal dance that's going on through playing these different roles, these different bodies. There's even different, how would I say, like you see animals. We've been animals. We've been blade of grasses. We've been trees. In Hinduism and Buddhism, there's this thing called Samsara, the wheel of birth and death. And we're somewhat trapped inside this wheel of birth and death. And they have these 6 different categories of birth and death. And it's not like one is better than the other. It almost is like that, but all of them are trapped. All of them are trapped in this wheel of birth and death. That we're all going to be born and we're all going to die at some point. But the thing is, that's not exactly who we truly are. We're not exactly just this body and this ego. And we're not just like, not just our senses. Or we're not just this form. And we're not just our concepts. We're much more than that. So, the first one, we can call them hell beings. This type of hell beings, demons, ghouls, blood dripping from their tongue and fangs. And you can think of it as almost like evil type or suffering type beings, like in a very hot, burning, lava-like, almost like the Christian mythology one. Or it could be very cold and barren and dry and cold and painful. These types of beings, we have been these beings also. Second, we can call them hungry ghosts. These hungry ghosts, we hear about ghosts all the time. What are these ghosts? They're still attached. They have no bodies. They're not attached to a body. They're attached to still some type of form, and they're transversing. They're attached to these different objects and attached to different feelings and attached to different people. They're still attached to their past life. And then it's like a hungry ghost. Never satisfied. Always attached. Attached to their own desires. The third one, we can call these animals. Different animals we see. We see animals all over the place. Like whales, dogs, cats, turtles. These things are identified more as, more dumb, stupid, dull. They're just, what's happening is, their intuitive nature is just keeping them enchained, and they can't think about themselves in a more of a self-conceptual way of trying to break free from samsara, they're stuck in their animal bodies and their animal ways, and they just want to mate. They want to eat, survive, and anything other than that is kind of outside of their realm. A fourth one, you see it as humans. We humans, we're so it's almost like a hungry ghost, but in form, and we are attached to our own desires. We're chasing our desires like crazy. All over the world, we're so greedy, and this is what's destroying the world. This is what human incarnation is like. But not so fast. Because in this human life, we have a grand chance of actually awakening to our own divine nature, our own enlightened nature, our own interrelatedness with the universe. The next one. We see that there is these demigods. Demigods, almost like half human, half god. Very powerful energy, wizard-like beings. Very strong, deceptive, could be. These people are attached to being scared that they're going to lose their position, being scared that someone's going to beat them. Envy, jealousy, jealous god, jealous demigod. The last one is God. Godlike beings. Think of it like Zeus. You could think of it as like Indra. These beings, massive beings, but the only problem is they're too prideful. They're too prideful to awaken to their true nature. They're in bliss. They're very high up there. The thing is, they're still in Samsara. At some point, they will die. They will run out and they will fall back down to lower planes. These godlike beings. But you see, these things, they can be incarnations. They probably are. I've seen in my trips how I have become disgusting ghoul-like being of slime and disgust, made out of swimming in its own feces. I've seen how I was once an animal, an insect, blade of grass. I've seen how I've been different humans, different colored skin. I've seen how I have been a demigod in my trips. I have seen how I have so much power, so much cities, so much energy. City means power. Anything I want to manifest. But so scared to lose my power. I've seen how I become God, God of the wind. These in astral plane beings, just this Godhead consciousness. Seeing how I'm not the puppet but the puppeteer. You see, all these can be psychological states as well. You're constantly being reincarnated every moment. What are you going to reincarnate to? Are you going to be angry that someone yelled at you? You can be angry because you're having a bad day? Are you going to be jealous because someone got the girl you want? Someone got the boy you want? Someone has all the money in the world, all the fame in the world? Constantly jealous, never having enough? Constantly eating your boredom away? Are you going to be like an animal? Constantly trying to have sex here and there? Just stuck in your own habit and your own addictions? Or are we going to be like human? Human constantly chasing their desires, competing with one another, fighting with one another? Are you going to be like a demigod? Powerful, a snap of fingers like this and get what you want, but not stable whatsoever. You can lose at any moment. You're having a good day. Boom, car crash, lose everything. Boom, you get sick. All your vitality goes away. Or you're going to be like a god. God, everything's going perfect. You're in bliss. You got the girl, you got the money, you got the car, you got the house, you got everything you ever wanted, you got the freedom. But at any second, death is lurking around the corner. Who are you going to be next? This is what it's like being reincarnated over and over and over again in the wheel of Samsara. Well, thank you guys for listening. This was Reincarnation for you guys. Blessings. Sonam Chopel. Thank you for tuning in.